want more damn research for everybody all the way to age 1. I did a survey, 65% of the women who, 40 and better I like to call them, 65% said everything they tried, their ADHD is still not under control. But I want to tell you that I was just sitting here having one of those moments when I realized I screwed up again and I talked too much. And what I really want is for us to forgive ourselves a little bit more. Because we have honesty for us. We don't like us, and I want us to love us. Okay?
And creative arts are an answer that can take us out of the isolation, the frustration, the rumination. There are many opportunities that we can take advantage of. If you like to sing, join a choir. If you like to dance, do some folk dancing. If you like to paint, find a group of women. I have a friend from art school. She still paints with a group of women. They go outside in the winter, they're inside, but it's in a group. The key thing is, whatever you like to do, try it.
Okay, y'all know what to do.
More inclusion for our development of our natural, emotional, and social expression in our ADHD style of communication, and more wisdom, guidance, and modeling about how to heal our emotional, relational, and developmental issues. Just because we're women with ADHD doesn't mean we don't need that kind of support, just like all the other women who are struggling with the emotional, developmental, and relational issues. And we need it a little differently than neurotypical folks do. And so I want to see, I am committed to developing more tools and supports in that way.
More real and honest conversations about things that matter for all women. When we gather, we tend to just talk about our ADHD symptoms, sometimes our hormones as well. But I think maybe we need to have more uncomfortable conversations about things like misogyny and race and the really unreasonable expectations placed on women and girls. And we need to have those conversations just as often as we're sitting together and complaining about our symptoms.
Great. Yeah, what would you like to experience more of in your experience?
Hope. In addition to being a content creator, ADHD is the new black on YouTube, by the way. Please subscribe and like. I'm also an ADHD coach for the past 7-8 months now, over 150 hours of coaching. And in that amount of time, I've noticed a theme amongst some of my clients. Once they realize at the beginning of coaching that, oh, there are some things that are manageable if I just get the right tools and tricks and strategies, their hope soars. Like, oh, there's hope for me. Not verbally, but you can see it in their eyes. Like, oh, I can do these things. But then the second they realize that sometimes those tricks and tools and strategies stop working, and we have to come up with another trick or tool or strategy, I can see the hope just drain out of their being when I think that's the moment they realize this is a lifelong condition. And so I would like for people to be able to reach inward and pull out the hope that they need to run this marathon, because it is a marathon to manage ADHD symptoms and not a sprint.
Well, I'm going to piggyback on what you said. I just wrote a book too, and that goes along with what I was about to say of really seeing how far we've come. 5 years ago, I had no idea where I was going to be now. Most people don't really know where I am right now, except for my true friends. So I think that I would like to see more of people really understanding who their real friends are, so they can mirror how far they've come and be their anchor, and rather than seeing the gap.
Perfect.
all the workarounds and I've done all the things that we do because I just didn't know, and I was one of those people, oh, it's depression, it's anxiety, and no matter what I did well, that never seemed to count. I was a storyteller. A friend of mine 3 years ago sent me Danny Donovan's ADHD storytelling poster, and for the first time in my life, I recognized that's me. Confidence until 3 years ago to actually start living.
Thank you.
Things that we do wrong, and the things that we do wrong aren't even in our wheelhouse to begin with, which then creates this sense of there's something wrong with me, which then creates another sense of hopelessness. My spiral goes way, 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 way down, and that's what can lead to, and does lead to, suicidal ideation, attempts, and that's why I so agree with Stacy. This is serious business. This is literally life and death.
I would like to see less of what I like to call white lady ADHD on social media. If you go to any social media and you know search ADHD women, what comes up will be conventionally attractive, white, thin, hetero, cis women dancing around talking about their experience of ADHD. And when I look at this, I'm starting to feel like I can't identify with some of it, which makes me a little worried that we are drowning out everybody else.
Stacy, Michelle, what would you like to see less of?
I would like to see less casualness around what ADHD is. It is so diminished, and I'm sure we all have someone in our lives who are like, oh, well, I have ADHD too. I forget things. I have a short memory. I lose my keys. I must have ADHD too. Or somebody who doesn't have it. My ADHD is acting up today. And it's like, you do not hear comedians get on stage and joke, my cancer's acting up today. You know, like, oh, I'm a little cancery today. It's a punchline. And I would like to see ADHD start being taken as seriously as other diseases like cancer, like diabetes, like heart disease, because our symptoms are real and we know that. And I would like for us to be able to live in a world where other people respect that about us, if they know that about us.
So again, I'm going to speak to women and emotions and less labeling emotional states as pathological or problematic or to be fixed, less responding to people's emotions with tips and tools for behavior changes and attitude changes. Those are great and they have their place, but there's another set of needs that we have for resonance, for recognition, for being heard, for receiving empathy, being offered a tissue, simple kindness. So less, boxing that off as to like, change, do this. You should be focused on that, changing the subject, less changing the subject.